Donnie Darko, the 2000 psychological thriller movie that to this day people still talk about it since it's that good. It also won 12 nominations. We are first introduced with a cinematic panel of the highway, then we see some random kid who we're gonna find out later to be Donnie Darko. It's just there casually sleeping and he just woke up randomly. And I think the funniest thing is that, out of all the unrealistic things that happened in this movie, I think is him not dying in the first 3 seconds of the movie is the most unrealistic thing ever. And then after, he goes up, picks up his fucking bike, and then flipping cycles his way back to his fucking house. Like nothing ever happened. Now, after that, we are introduced with Donnie's parents.
Will you still be working at the yarn barn? Because I hear that's a really great place to raise children.
And we find out that Donnie's actually mentally ill. So if the first 3 seconds of the film didn't bring it out to you that he's a little bit, then, that one scene made sure to explain it. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him, because if my name was Donald, I'll be like that too. And with some wholesome moment with his family and his mother.
Bitch.
This guy just starts casually having a schizophrenic attack, and he just wakes up in the middle of the night, flipping, has a cool cinematic where he's just walking there, and then we're introduced with Frank. And well, Frank is going to be relevant in the movie because he's in every single goddamn fucking poster. Like, God, we know you're gonna be important. You're literally like, your face is bigger than the main character's face in most of the posters. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, Frank discusses with Donnie, and he's just like, in 28 days, you're going to die. And then Donnie just smiles at him, and it's just like, why? Turns out listening to your schizophrenic demon is a good thing, because coincidentally, the left side of a plane engine fell on exactly Donnie's room, and the only reason why Donnie didn't die is because he listened to the little rabbit in his head telling him to follow him. Peak cinema, guys. While the parents are panicking because, they think Donnie just got crushed by a fucking plane engine, Donnie just wakes up in a golf course. And you see that guy on the left? Yes, he is going to be relevant. He is going to be relevant throughout the story. Everyone is relevant throughout the story. You think that the rabbit telling him that, in 28 days you're gonna die, he made sure that he's gonna fucking remember because he just casually puts it on his arm. And after Donnie Darko's parents realize that Donnie didn't just get crushed by a left plane engine, they reunite, and it's all so nice. And then also the government is there to cover up all the tracks since, the government. The government issues to pay for the house, and they're gonna be sleeping in a hotel. And after that, they end up in the school, and now there's a 3-minute segment where it's just Donnie going to his class while the camera panels to absolutely everybody but him, while some random song is playing like it's a goddamn High School Musical. But fear not, there's going to be important characters. If you see a character that get more than 3 seconds of screen time, they are going to be important. And Donnie finally goes to his English class. We find out that not only Donnie is mentally ill, but he's also smart as fuck. Like smart, I guess. Which, then, that one girl that got a little bit too much screen time because it's relevant throughout the whole fucking story. She happens to be the new girl, and the teacher's just like, yo, where the fuck do you want to sit? And then she's just like, I don't know. And then she's just like, sit to the guy who you think is the cutest, which I guess makes sense. What happens if she was a lesbian? She ended up just sitting on the floor. And then of course she chooses Donnie because mentally ill, smart as fuck, and ravishingly handsome. Oh baby. Now Donnie's with his dad in the car, and they're just fighting over some random music pieces while his dad is literally about to massacre some random woman, which she's going to be important to the story. And after that, Donnie gets up to make sure if she's okay, then she will whisper some random shit in this guy's ear, and then he was just like, ah, fuck, okay. Therapy lessons rolls around, and guess what? We're introduced with the therapist. No shit. And I kid you not, that poor fucking therapist. Give that girl a goddamn break, because I would be mad too if some random 15-year-old schizophrenic kid gave me some random ass shit about the future. No, I'm not going to listen to you because some fucking rabbit told me so. Back to school again, and now Donnie Darko's watching some random propaganda shit until, the voices in his head starts talking to him again, and they're just like, pay attention, this is going to be relevant. And then Donnie, of course, is just there like, I don't fucking understand what this kid has or waking up at goddamn in the middle of the night or at fucking 3 a.m. but he just casually gets off of his fucking bed or the couch or whatever the fuck it was, gets some axe and like literally destroys a goddamn pipe in the school. But not only that, we later find out that not only this fucker flooded the whole school, he defecated everywhere. He also got the same axe, threw it at the random like bulldog mascot that was there, and also wrote some random ass schizophrenic shit that's just like, they made me do it. And then the police officers are just there like, yep, it's a robber. Meantime, there's two like, I guess bully kids, or honestly we don't even know yet, but they're picking on Gretchen, which is a big no-no. So Donnie's there like, hey, stop guys, and then they just run away. Yes, they're gonna be relevant throughout the whole story. And basically he starts having like a talk to Gretchen, and they talk about like random shit. Like, he's just like, Gretchen's just like, oh, my dad has psychological issues. And then he's just like, I have psychological issues too. And then she's just like, my dad stabbed my mom 100 fucking times. And then Donnie's just there like, and Gretchen, after she makes like the worst compliment known to man, she just skedaddles her way like, and then Donnie's just there like, what the fuck? Back to therapy lessons, and oh my days, I felt so bad for the therapist. She wanted to try out hypnosis for Donnie Darko, and she was so happy about it too, just for Donnie to fuck it up, because like, she's talking about some random shit, and then Donnie starts getting horny as he does, and then what the fuck, he's about to do it right then and there, until the flipping therapist is just like, stop. And then Donnie just wakes up like, huh, what happened? And then the poor therapist, she's just there fucking traumatized. After that, the police does one thing useful in this movie and actually questions, without Donnie making the most obvious thing ever. Like, try not to make it obvious while he's just there, did a full-on animated gulp. You know, this is the police, the only time we're gonna be relevant throughout the story, and no one's in trouble, but we don't think it's a robber. We think it's actually the students that did one of this. So we're just gonna go up for questioning. What about you, Donnie? Oh, me? It couldn't possibly be me. You could stop now. You could fucking stop! You know what? Nah, it couldn't possibly be Donnie. Look at him. He's so innocent. Yep. Anyways, that's my 3 seconds of screen time. And you know that one guy that got too much screen time on the music segment? It turns out he probably has psychological issues too. Because he's just there holding Donnie at knife point because like the police are suspecting him of it. Which like, to be honest, I would do the same shit. But I think it's kind of funny because like imagine he had a demon of his own. Like instead of Frank, it was like some fucking mouse. Now roll the most useless scene throughout the whole movie, which like, what the fuck? So Donnie is just there with his friends, he's shooting some stuff with his gun while drinking alcohol, like a teenager would do. And then they start bringing up some random Smurf shit. And then they're just like, honestly, I don't feel like And I guess I understand why that scene would be relevant, because it shows that Donnie's, he thinks better than everybody else and his thinking skills are elite or something. But we already knew that from like other fucking part, like 10 minutes ago of the movie, or like 5 minutes ago on the movie, we saw the flipping English teacher or whatever, and he was having his own like whatever. But then it's so irrelevant. I think like the only main reason of the scene was just to push forward to reveal Rebecca Sparrow, which is the grandma. And the grandma's going to be fucking important because like, I don't know. The teachers and Donnie's parents, I think like a lot of parents, but it doesn't really show, so I don't fucking know. It decides that, you know, we're going to resolve this, just to realize that, you know, your own son is the main reason why all of this happened, but, you know. But while that's happening, Frank appears again to Donnie, and then he's just talking like, do you know about time travel? And then Donnie's just there like... And I think the most funniest part is that the sister comes in, and it's just like, who the fuck are you talking to? And then Donnie just wakes up.
Hello, Dubai. I am so honored to be...
And the words that Frank said, and since Donnie is that smart, he goes to talk to his science teacher. And then he's just like, have you known anything about time travel? And then the science teacher is just like... don't tell anybody this, but like, here's a fucking book. And guess who's the author? Rebecca Sparrow. See how everything's all connected? Heck, since the book is so relevant, you know, he had to tell it to all his fucking family. Anyways, like, and then also like some random segment where like Donnie Darko's jumping in the trampoline with Gretchen, which I thought it was his sister. I thought it was the little sister he was jumping through, and I've rewatched this movie like 20 times just to realize it was actually like his fucking girlfriend, or soon to be girlfriend. And then now he talks to the therapist about it too. And then it gives like a big ass, like, it's a long ass therapy lessons where they talk about like God and shit. And then it also like spans to this fact that Donnie does not want to be alone at all. Like, he talks about his dog, and basically before the dog was about to die, it went to hide somewhere so it could be alone. And Donnie's whole like thinking and his whole ideology is just that there is no point of a god to exist, and everything is going, like, what's it called? If everybody's going to die alone, since everybody is going to die alone. And then what Rebecca Sparrow whispers into the ear is every living creature is going to die alone. Now here comes an interesting part. Donnie's parents, like, friends come over and they're like remodeling the house or whatever, and then Donnie just like, he was sleeping and then he casually wakes up and he sees that everybody has this weird type of like wormhole in their belly, and then wherever it's going, the person is continuously following it. Then the same thing happened to him, so then he's just following it until he goes to a cupboard and he finds a nice pew, which definitely won't be relevant to the story. And then some irrelevant scene, which I guess has to be relevant, but it's also like, everything's relevant in Donnie Darko. But like, in the sense of that, he's just casually walking with Gretchen in the woods.
So this is Lucas from the future. I know. But now I just realized, where the fuck did he get all this shit? Like I know Gretchen said before that, yeah, he got like cut or whatever, but what happened to it? Why isn't it not? What?
And then he's about to kiss her, and then she's just like, wait, no, not in front of everyone. And then Donnie's just like, fuck. And then also the parents decide, oh yeah, let's go pay visit his therapist. I hope I'm not wasting my money for no reason. Then the therapist like discussed to them that basically, so it turns out Donnie's talking to imaginary rabbits and he's doing illegal shit. I'm going to prescribe a higher dosage of drugs. Or Donnie, no, this can't be. We would have saw signs if Donnie was schizophrenic, and clearly there was zero signs that this guy was mentally ill. Now we see Donnie Darko carve pumpkins with his sister, and he makes Frank as the pumpkin, and the sister's just there like, what the fuck? But, you know, it's important because that same knife he used to carve the pumpkin, he takes it out. And he's just there randomly stabbing like nothing. And he's there stabbing Frank's left eye because that's actually like important to the story. And then, while like all of this happening, while the flipping therapist is just there like, Donnie's crazy, y'all. And then the parents are just there like, yeah, we know. Now, you know that guy from the golf course and also from that like weird ass VHS propaganda shit. Well, you know, he's not really, but now there's a scene where he's just there making a speech, selling out his book, and then he talks to like 3 people. He's just like, look, I know your problems are bad, but if you buy my book for $9.99, you can... What the fuck is this book? Anyway, if you buy my book for $9.99, your life can be fixed. And then Donnie's just like, that's BS, you know, I can fix your guy's life. You do this, and then he's just there like, yeah, I struggle and I'm scared. I'm scared. You're the Antichrist.
Really, Frank, but I think you're the fucking Antichrist.
All of that, he's pissed off and he's just there venting to Gretchen like, oh my days, this guy's stupid, this guy's dumb, oh my days, I'm gonna crash out, and it's just there like, Donnie, sit the fuck down. And then she also like, what's it called, Donnie actually like, he shows everybody the fucking book except Gretchen, even though like, it's your girlfriend, you know. And then Gretchen's just like, oh, look at this book, let's go visit her. So then they go like visit her, and then it's like the the one time that she doesn't even show up until like they're about to leave, and then they just kind of see a glimpse of her there like up in the ceiling. Now Donnie Darko is discussing to his science teacher about like more of the wormhole shit, and then they start explaining about wormholes, and then the science teacher's just there like, what the fuck? And then basically it goes down to the philosophy that he says in the way of, if you can see the direction that the wormhole is going, then you're not fixated to it, you have a choice to get out of it. And then Donnie's just like, listen up here, I had no choice in it, I had no choice. And then the science teacher was just there like, I don't want to discuss about this or I might get fired. And then it's just like, fuck you. Also, like a little bit of a quick side note. Throughout the whole plot, some like parts of the pages that Rebecca Sparrow says are added, but it kind of depends because there's actually two versions of Donnie Darko. There's the director's cut and the theatrical release. So like, I only watched the director's cut. I know I was meant to, like, I don't know, like, there's a bunch of people that are fighting that, oh, look, the theatrical release is much better. No, the director's cut is much better. I don't give a shit. Both of them makes it confusing as fuck. And even if they give me, like, some of the answers, it's still confusing. So, like, yeah, that's it. Donnie just casually walks, and then the flipping voices in his head, Frank is just there like, you know that house? I want you to actually, that's the guy's house. And then Donnie's just there like, since an hour and 20 minutes have passed throughout this movie, the whole rest of the movie goes so goddamn fucking downhill, like genuinely downhill. So, before that, I forgot to say that shit. Science lessons with the teacher, and then Gretchen and Donnie find like this weird ass machine for babies, and then the bullies start making fun of them. And then Gretchen's visibly pissed. And like, she's there running out of fucking school because she storms off. Then Donnie chases her. And then I don't understand this fucking scene. Like, she's visibly fucking pissed. And then Donnie just like leads in for a kiss. And these guys are just having like a fucking 1 minute makeout session in front of everybody. Like everybody. Like God, take it somewhere else, okay? Anyways, and after that magical kiss, they go like on a cinema date. And basically Donnie's just there like sitting. Like doing a cinema. And then Gretchen falls asleep and he's just there watching the cinema until, you guessed it, Frank appears right beside him and it's talking some random bullshit. And then he also did a cool face reveal. Yay! You know what? Put that, yeah, just it's fine. Just put, the mask was there for a reason, okay? Let's just... In any other cases, Frank is making some random ass gibberish. Like, Donnie's just like, why'd you wear that stupid bunny costume? And then Frank responds like, why'd you wear that stupid man costume? And then Donnie's just dumbfounded, like some kind of like atheist contradiction or some shit. And then after, Donnie has the smart idea, and since, you know, Frank already told the like address, social security number, and everything of that guy's house, Donnie thinks it's the best idea to burn the house. And then after he burns the house, he casually walks back to the cinema. Gretchen's awake like, oh my days, what happened? And Donnie's just there like, hey, it's actually a good reason, which is kind of weird because in the movie, they make sure that, like, Donnie's actions are justifiable even though, like, there isn't. Like, no, but the good thing that he burnt out the guy's house because these firefighters, they went to the basement while they were, like, you know, putting down fires. And they found lots and lots of pictures of CP. Oh, so it's that kind of movie. Oh, okay. But in any other cases, I don't think Donnie's actions are justifiable in any other cases. Like, you're committing mass crimes, okay? So here comes a good part, in the sense of that, since it's literally like 20 minutes left of the movie, you know they're gonna have to leave it with a big bang. And quite literally, they use a big bang. In any other cases, Donnie fixes up his relationship with, like, his father, his sister, and his mother. Like, basically, he jokes around with his father and shit like that. Then, with his mother, he's just there casually, and then the mother's just sitting in the room. So then Donnie gets his mommy issues fixed, and he's just like, oh, what is it like to have a horrible wacko of a son? And then the mother's just there like, it's amazing. So then, yeah, and then Donnie hugs his mother, so, yay, mommy, she's resolved. And then now, basically, since the parents are kind of gone, they're out of, like, state or whatever, he only leaves with Donnie. Donnie visits his therapist one last time, and it's a shit show. Basically, I don't think it was a hypnosis, but it was mostly he was just talking, and then Donnie just confessed of his, like, crimes, and then the therapist is just there like, what the fuck? And then he's just there, there's only gonna be enough time until they catch me. Who the fuck says that? And then now there's a whole segment where he realizes he doesn't have enough time, and then like Frank is coming. And the funniest part is when Frank appears and he starts spazzing out on the fucking ground. And it's so hilarious because like the only thing the therapist sees is nothing. So the whole scene just plays out like this.
Donnie, why are you pacing around the flipping room?
I can see it right now. No. Don't kill me.
Also, it's funny how she's like comforting Donnie even though she doesn't even know what the fuck is happening, and she's just there while some like 15-year-old is just there spazzing on like, it's okay, I don't know where we're running from, but it's okay. Donnie, you can stop taking the pills since they're clearly not fucking working. I recommend a lobotomy.
And his sister, and it turns out his sister, she got accepted into Harvard. So Donnie's just like, Halloween party. So then, Donnie's like sister, she makes like a big ass Halloween party. Everyone's there, and then Donnie's just there in his cool skeleton costume. Like, hey, what do you think I'm wearing? Actually, I don't have the skeleton costume. Yeah. And then after they're just having their party, Gretchen comes, and then Donnie's just like, yo, what's up? And she's just there stopping. So then he goes upstairs, and then, okay, this scene pissed me the fuck off. Stupid fucking Donnie Darko. So basically, Donnie Darko is there. He's sitting on the flipping like bed, and then
So she's there trauma dumping because her mom is literally a fucking die. And try to guess what Donnie does. Why the fuck does he lean in for a kiss? And then Gretchen's just there, and then these guys are just fucking making out. Like, what the fuck?
Since these guys realize they don't have enough time left, he's just like, fuck. He grabs fucking like Gretchen and also his two irrelevant friends, come follow them around to go to Rebecca Sparrow's house. Not to mention a cool little foreshadowing, since these fuckers put foreshadowing in absolutely every single part of the movie. We get it, okay? We get it. And then Donnie's sister calls up and she's just like, oh my days, where's Frank? You mean that Frank? While they're there in like Rebecca Sparrow's house, and they're just doing like, trying to find some random shit, they come outside just for them to be jump scared by those two guys that were bothering Gretchen. Like, God, to hold a grudge for that long. And then this scene, oh my days, basically, one of them goes, grabs Donnie, pins him while with a full-on knife on his flipping neck. And then Gretchen is just there being pinned down or whatever until they hear like some like random shenanigans happen. So then these guys skedaddle. They don't skedaddle. They like kind of stay there. And this scene kind of pissed me the fuck off. Mostly in the sense of Donnie's there on the ground and then Gretchen got kind of pushed. She was on the fucking side of the road. And instead of doing nothing, she was just there like, Donnie, help me. Nothing. There was nothing on. Her legs weren't broken. Nothing was fucking happening. She was just there on the side of the road like, no, Donnie, please. And we just witnessed Gretchen being run over by a goddamn car because her ass couldn't just move to the fucking side. Like, God, just roll. Like, it's not like your legs were broken or some shit. Just fucking roll. Anyways, now, Donnie just realizes Gretchen dies. What do you think the first thing he says? Wake up, Gretchen.
You alive?
Wake up, Gretchen. You literally just saw your girlfriend got Final Destination type shit run over by a goddamn fucking Mercedes or whatever the fuck you call that car. And then the first thing you say is wake up. You know what? That therapist was right. You need more medicine. Now, Donnie realizing his girlfriend got massacred, he looks just to find out, like, it's the real Frank. It's actually the main guy. Oh my days. Find out it's the real guy. It's Frank, guys. Oh my days. It's the actual him and not the schizophrenic version. And then he's just there arguing at Donnie, as he should, because, like, the fuck? What are they doing at the side of the road? And then Donnie has none of that business. And you know, back then, I don't know, like, the time frame, so yeah. That gun, well, try to guess what he does. I don't know how he was just casually holding the gun the whole time, unless if he thought he was relevant. And also, if you had the gun the whole fucking time, couldn't you at least shoot the people? Instead, you were just there, like, helpless, like, oh no, he's holding... So then he does the smart... Honestly, I don't think it's smart, but, like, it's kind of stupid. He shoots the guy in the left eye, which, like, it was referencing throughout the whole movie that this guy's left eye was fucked up. And then the other, like, irrelevant other guy is just there, like, what the fuck? And then Donnie says in the most, like, cute ass... I don't know how to explain it. Like, the most, like, sobbiest way. Like, go home to your parents.
Yeah, double homicide.
Now Donnie's having, like, a big-ass crisis because his girlfriend just got killed. So what do you think he does? He carries the fucking body. Like, God, like, no wonder it's in, like, some of the posters. Because, like, what the fuck? Since Donnie's just there spazzing out, do you know what he does? He carries his girlfriend, like, dead-ass fucking body, puts her on some random-ass truck, and then he goes to the house, knowing that he doesn't have enough time left, and then he just, like, kisses his, like, sister on the forehead. Because, like, you know, it's, like, the final time he'll ever see her or something like that. So then he's just like, fuck. And also, there was an irrelevant scene in the sense of that Donnie likes, they like to put hidden details that just won't be relevant. Like, in the sense of, Donnie burnt down some other house, so that's why he's not allowed to drive. So then he drives. So, like, wow. Cool Easter egg, guys. So then he's just like, fuck, he drives. He goes to, like, that main section, which wasn't the highway. So, you know, guys, it's all connected. There was a main reason why he was there at the highway, because he was the car. And then now he just sits and he watches while, you know, the parents, they're coming back to, like, their place, like, back home. And they're on the same plane. So it turns out they're in the plane crash. So the plane's just there, an engine's about to fall off, and Donnie realizes that, you know, everything's about to fucking destroy because everybody's dead, everybody's gonna die, and then, you know, what happens is a very nice, cool part. He just awakens, and then he's brought back to the same room. But instead of him, like, following Frank and escaping it, he realizes that if he doesn't do that, it'll just be a constant loop of him just, like, constantly dying. So he's just there laughing to himself, like, ha, I'm gonna fucking die. And then, big engine falls on him and he dies. But it continues though. Basically, after all that happens, there's just there, the parents are just there outside. You can see the mother, she's just there smoking a cigarette. And then Gretchen walks out and she's just like, oh, who's these people? And then the kid explains to her that, oh, it was Donnie Darko. And the cool, like, part that no one really talks much about is that Gretchen and the mother, they kind of, like, give each other's glances, like a kind of deja vu look. Like, I know you. And then they kind of wave to each other, and then it's the end. Except the credits part, which, like, I don't know. You go look at the credits, okay? This video is long enough.
Though this video is long as fuck and it took me a month to make, I still have more shit to yap about, so...
I could spend 5 hours explaining the ending of the movie, but I'm just gonna break it down to two ways that I interpret it. Physical way and the metaphorical way. Physical way stems down to the fact that, yeah, it's just some time travel movie, where Donnie Darko is being attacked by this demon of a fucking rabbit that came back at the time, mostly because of the tangent universe, in the sense of, that would have been the universe that would have happened if Donnie hasn't died. And what's it called? There happened to be a whole loop since it happens like that world is about to destroy and like the canon world is the one that Donnie dies. So then Donnie's just like, ah, fuck, I guess I gotta have to kill myself. Second aspect, the metaphorical aspect, which I think I kind of like more, but like, it's up to debate. Is more in the sense of that it seemed like the whole movie was a more like a suicide prevention awareness in the sense of that at the start, you saw Donnie's relationship with their parents. You saw that, you know, he got no bitches, he got no friends. He was talking shit to his mom. He didn't have a good relationship with his dad. He called her sister a fuck-ass. Little sister is irrelevant, I don't know why. But then throughout the movie, he bags a person. He gets a girlfriend. He starts having more friends and shit like that. More people acknowledge his existence, like that girl which you see like the notebook, the diary, yeah, whatever. He saw that actual people do give a shit about him. He also started to have a formal good relationship with his father. Same thing with his mother. The mother starts accepting him as, like, you know, his own child. Well, before she was just like, what's wrong with my son and shit. There was a good significant part with his sister where basically he kisses her on her forehead and shit like that, which shows that, you know, their relationship started to get more closer, since before they were just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Little sister, irrelevant again, which... But that's the majority that stem part to it. That would have been the life that would happen if Donnie didn't die that night. So it'd be more the, you know, a more suicide type shit. If you would have killed yourself now, then you wouldn't know what would happen in the future. And what happens if the future would get better, since, you know, it will get better. This sounds cringy, yeah. I think one other thing that I don't really like that much is the acting. Don't get me wrong, the acting is good enough. It's just that there's some little parts that just a little fucking nitpick. It's just that one fucking scene where flipping Donnie runs and then they like kiss Gretchen. Like, God, I understand that you guys are like professional actors. You guys know how to do your kisses or whatever the fuck. But like, keep in mind that Donnie is canonically just like 14, 15, 16. No fucking 15-year-old is gonna know how to kiss that well, or even know how to kiss. Or maybe it's just me. Okay. Just... The small thing about Donnie Darko is that every single character is gonna have some kind of relevance throughout the story. So like, if you see that one character get too much screen time, you're gonna know it's going to relate throughout the story. But it just fails to give importance to the character, even though they are important in some sense. For example, Donnie's friends. You mean to tell me those two guys that literally, like, their main reason is just for comedic reasons. They don't even have a name. It's literally Donnie's friends. They never once acknowledged their fucking names. Like, what? The other girl, which I forgot her name, actually has a name. And she's not even there. She's barely, like, she's just, like, the shy person that, like, irrelevant or whatever. Which, you know, makes sense. But it also, like, the friends are in so much different scenes, yet they are so irrelevant at the same time. Actually, that could correlate with Donnie. Fuck. See, this movie is... This is why I like Donnie Darko a lot, is because it leaves you to much room of interpretation. Like, absolutely everybody can have a different interpretation throughout the movie. Heck, I only gave 2 interpretations, but there's so many other details, so many other shits, which I'm just not bothered to put in this fucking video because it'll be too fucking long and I don't feel like editing that much. But like, yeah, there are so many hidden details, so many other shits that just like makes it even better of a movie, because everybody can have their own different ideas and perspective throughout this movie, because, well, this movie never gives you answers. It's just like question. You don't get any fucking answer, okay?